What is up, guys? Welcome to Diggity, a video game podcast, episode number 137. I'm Jeff James. As always, with me, the incredible, unobtainable, luscious Brody Faults. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing peachy. How are you?
Ooh, peachy. Ooh, a fruit. Today is your feelings. My goodness. I'm doing okay. I'm doing pretty good. Pretty strange. No winter so far.
I told you it's coming.
I told you it's coming.
Well, in Indiana, we don't generally really see winter until like late January and February. That's when we really get winter.
Indiana,
my bad.
That's correct. Yeah, it's just a little weird for me. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know. Kind of was hoping
it's not
for
the great. You're not in the Great White North anymore, buddy.
No, neither Chicago.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you get the real strong lake effect there.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I don't know. I'd rather have snow on the ground than just shit be dead.
Yeah,
everywhere around.
Everything's dead, and it's kind of raining, and it's just, it's not great.
Just kind of gross. Anyways, got a lot of news for you guys. But before that, just a quick friendly reminder: follow us on Instagram and Twitter. At Diggity Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Diggity Diggity, and subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen. Also, tell your friends and family about our podcast. Word of mouth is the best word of mouth. Thank you to those who have spread their mouth through words. Thank you very much. And before news, before upcoming games, what have you been playing, my dude?
I played a little bit more Pokemon Sword. I powered through What the Golf. I almost have beat it. Played a little bit of Call of Duty, a little bit of Rocket League, a little bit of UFC 3, and a touch of Tools Out, which is a new game for us. It's kind of in the same vein of like an Overcooked, but probably a little bit more frustrating. But yeah, how about you?
Same old. Been rocking a little bit of Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. Can't stop me, baby. Got it back in a box of Cheerios, and I've been playing it ever since, baby. Woo!
Oh boy,
seriously, dude, I got in a box of like Honey Nut Cheerios. Yes, nice. Of course. Then I played Tools Out with you, which we found incredibly frustrating. Yeah. And then I was really liking it. I was digging it a lot after.
I liked it quite a bit. I think I like it more than I do Overcooked even. I'd go that far.
I would agree too. Because you're getting more stuff done in it.
Yeah.
I mean, making food's cool and all right, but you're like quickly basically making a HGTV TV show Renault flip as fast as you possibly can. And the fact that you have to tidy up after is just hilarious.
Yeah.
Is that people are like, wait, what? I have to clean up after myself?
It took us probably a half an hour to figure out what the hell we were doing. And then once we got it down, I mean, we were good, but it was a little rough at the start.
And then ripping also some Battlefront 2. Just on that Battlefront 2 kick, which finally got the next sniper rifle in Battlefront 2. So that's been nice. It's pretty grindy, dude, to get the next level of stuff. Ugh. Not great.
Yeah, it is pretty grindy.
It is very, very grindy. I still enjoy it though. Have a blast in it.
Yeah, it was fun. We played that last week, and then I haven't played it since. I've been trying to play a bunch of random games and just little things here and there. So,
oh well, you did it. Congrats. Yeah. Cool. Do you want to hit us up with the upcoming games before we jump on into the news?
On January 16th, you can get A Long Way Down for PC, Ryu ga Gotoku 7, which is Yakuza Like a Dragon for PS4 in Japan, Stories Untold for the Switch, the Surge 2, the Kraken expansion for PC, PS4, and Xbox One, and To the Moon on Switch. On January 17th, you can get Dragon Ball Z Kakarot on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Kakara. Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE on Switch.
Hashtag FE.
Yeah. That it's sharp, isn't it? Right? Sharp FE. I was trying
Yeah,
to think of what they
something like
called it.
that.
But anyway, you can get that on Switch. And January 21st, you can get The Sims 4 Tiny Living Stuff Pack
Tiny
on PC.
living stuff pack. What the hell is that?
Tiny living stuff.
What the
I assume it's like small animals. I
What
don't
is
know.
that?
I think it's just a DLC for The Sims because they just keep pumping out
Oh my
DLC for that
god,
game.
it's tiny homes.
Oh, it's tiny homes.
Oh my god. Well, couldn't you have just always made a tiny home?
I mean, I suppose so.
Oh, look, they have like what are those? Are the Murphy beds? Are the ones that like go up and go into the wall? Is that what they're called?
I'm not sure.
Maybe in Canada. Maybe I've just confused this whole nation. Um, yeah, it's just tiny homes. Interesting. Wow. You could live in a trailer virtually. Congrats on that,
Wow.
boy. All right, on the news. The fifth DLC fighter for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate will be shown off on Thursday, January the 16th at 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern. There will be roughly a 35 minute video live stream. Holy crap, showing an in-depth look at the character, just as they have done for the last couple of characters. This will also be the last character to be added from the first fighter pack, but it sounds like there are plans to continue adding characters going forward. Brody, did they ever stop adding characters to this game?
I hope not. Keep her going. Let's go.
What obscure character could they add in Fighter Pack 7?
Fighter Pack 7.
Yeah.
So,
So
okay.
we
So
so
we're like 30
there's
characters into this
clearly no
DLC.
end in sight.
Shoot, by that point, I hope we just, let's go for it. Let's put Iron Man in there.
Conquer.
Conquer. uh Ed from Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Okay.
One of the Eds.
Just Ed, just
Ed.
okay.
Just single D. Not double D, single D.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. I got you. Okay, cool. Yeah, sweet. I mean, check that out, guys, on the 16th.
There you go. The Avengers game has been delayed.
No way.
Yeah,
No.
didn't see this coming. Just kidding. We completely saw this coming. Crystal Dynamics Avengers game was originally set to release on May 15th, but now it's been pushed back to September 4th. 6 months
Wow.
away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sell me on it. Sell me on it.
Okay, here's the official press release that's going to sell you on it, Jeff. To our fans, at Crystal Dynamics, our ambition has always been to deliver the ultimate Avengers gaming experience. In order to achieve that goal, we have made the difficult decision to move the release date of Marvel's Avengers to September 4th, 2020. As fans ourselves, it's an honor and privilege to work with these legendary characters, and we know that these superheroes mean to us and true believers around the world. When we set out to bring you our vision for Marvel's Avengers, we committed to delivering an original story-driven campaign, engaging co-op, and compelling content for years to come. To that end, we will spend this additional development time focusing on fine-tuning and polishing the game to the high standards our fans expect and deserve. The worldwide teams working on Marvel's Avengers sincerely appreciate the support you've shown us. We thrive on your enthusiasm and feedback, and we can't wait to show you more. We apologize for the delay. We're confident it will be worth the wait. Scott Amos and Ron Rosenberg, which are the co-heads of Studio and Crystal Dynamics. I'm not surprised this is being pushed back. I am a little surprised that it's being pushed back 6 months. But yeah, I I assume it's for the better. To me, seeing a game delayed is usually a good sign that at least they're trying to fix something. So I hope that they do actually take this time and make this good. But I don't know. As big of a Marvel fan as I am so leery of this game.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean, my
scared.
my my problem from the get go is that all of the Avengers look like Times Square Avengers,
Yeah, I don't know.
like Busker Avengers.
I'm glad that they aren't trying to just mimic, the movie Avengers. I'm glad we don't have
Ugh.
Robert Downey Jr. and stuff like that. I mean, I just, I obviously in the comics that they change quite a bit. They look different from comic to comic and things like
Mhm.
that. And so I think that'll be fine. I think people are just so used to seeing, Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans and Chris Hemmingsworth and all that stuff. And that it is a little off-putting when you first see them. But I don't necessarily have a problem with that. I just don't completely understand what they're going for with this game. It seems a little bizarre, and to kind of it seems like it gets lost in what they're trying to convey and what they're trying to do. I feel like it's going to come out and just be a little bit of a mixed match of all
Well,
sorts of things.
maybe they wanted to build up some more stuff for, marketing wise before. Maybe that was a common thing. People are like, what is it?
Yeah, that would probably be in their best interest, in
Right.
all honesty.
Yeah. As much as you know, May is not that far away.
No, it really isn't. It is going to be here before you know it.
Yeah. So maybe, I don't know. Hopefully delays produce better quality for whatever they're trying to achieve. So can only
Yep.
wish the best on that. But yeah, I'll be picking it up when it comes out. So cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of delays, Final Fantasy VII Remake has also been delayed. Hey, delay season, baby.
Square's on a roll right now.
Yep. Now instead of releasing on March 3rd, the long awaited remake will release on April 10th. So pretty decent jump there as well. We got a message from the dev team on this. We know that so many of you are looking forward to the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake and have been waiting patiently to experience what we have been working on. In order to ensure we deliver a game that is in line with our vision and the quality that our fans who have been waiting for deserve, we have decided to move the release date to April 10th, 2020. We're making this tough decision in order to give ourselves a few extra weeks to apply final polish of the game and to deliver you with the best possible experience. I, on behalf of the whole team, want to apologize to everyone, as I know this means waiting for the game just a little bit longer. Thank you for your patience and continued support. Yoshinori Kitase, producer of Final Fantasy VII Remake. So another delay, but hey, people are bummed out, super bummed out.
Yeah,
I
at
get
least
it.
it's only a month, though. I mean,
Yeah,
that's quite a bit of time for
it's not 6.
fine-tuning some things. Yeah, not 6 months. That's insane, but yeah, I think this is probably an alright move. This is such a beloved game that, I mean, this has to be almost perfect when it comes out.
Right.
But it's I assume what happened, because mind you, both of these are under Square Enix. Even the Crystal Dynamics game, they're the publisher on it. So I assume somebody came through and decided that those games were not where they wanted them to be, and just went ahead and pushed them both back. I mean, being under the same umbrella and two pretty big releases for the year and pushing them both back it's interesting, to say the least. So we'll see.
Coolio.
BioShock the Collection has been rated for the Nintendo Switch. So at this time, nothing has been officially announced, but the people of the internet have spotted ratings for the games pop up on a Taiwanese games rating board. Oddly enough, it seems as though you will be able to purchase the games individually too, considering each game has its own rating as well as a rating for the entire collection. So we have nothing other than that right there. But I'm excited. I love the BioShock games, and I think they would actually work very well on the Nintendo Switch. Most of them are older games. I think they all came out on the 360. I believe, if I
I
remember
will do
right.
my thing. You do
Do
your
it.
thing.
Do it. So I'm really excited for this. I know at least the first two came out on the 360. I was thinking Infinite came out right at the end of the life of the 360. But I think they'll work well on Switch. I think they'll port over very, very well and look perfect. I don't see any major issues coming from that. But if you haven't played these, this would definitely be the way to pick them up, I would think.
The BioShock Collection was on Xbox One.
Okay, yeah. So their games as they released were all on 360.
Yeah,
So.
the Infinite was 2014 complete edition. Holy crap, that's wild.
The complete edition, that would have been after all the DLC came out. But and the
here it is right
Xbox One
here.
came out
I
in
have
2013.
I have it conformed. Okay, so Infinite, 360.
Okay.
All of them 360.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. But yeah, so this might be a last kind of hoorah for this collection of games, and then as we move forward with the new studio that's going to be working on BioShock, so yeah, get in there and play them if you haven't.
Coolio. Hey, Epic Games continues to give away free shit. all through 2020. Get on
Yeah.
it. Jump on it. Previously, Epic had said that they were giving away games throughout 2019, but they had not said much about 2020. Epic says that they have had over 200 million free games claimed up to this point, and they have no plans of stopping now. Because why would you when you're trying to rule the world? Alongside this announcement, Epic showed off some stats. PC players have spent 680 million in the Epic Game Store. Holy crap. Only 215 million was spent on third-party titles, leaving roughly a solid $465 million that essentially went to Fortnite cosmetics.
Wild.
Yeah, 73 different games were given away for free with an average rating of 80%, according to OpenCritic. There were 235 countries and territories represented by creators with a total of 1,733,180 creator codes used on various purchases in the store. The most popular games were World War Z, Satisfactory Early Access, Dauntless, the Untitled Goose Game, The Outer Worlds, Borderlands 3, Metro Exodus, The Division 2, and Control. So Epic Game Store, killing it, as we expected. When you have more money than God, you can get in there and make a store. That kicks
Yeah.
some butt.
And then just give away games all year. That's fine. I'm down for it. I mean, you can build up one hell of a collection just by getting all the free games from the Epic Game Store.
Yeah. God,
And
does Goose Game ever end on its quest to conquer the world as well?
it's died down quite a bit. I mean, there for a while, the hype around that game and everyone talking about it was just insane. But
I
yeah,
mean,
it
it
seems
made
to
the
have calmed
goose
down a
cool again.
little bit. What's that?
It made the goose cool again. I
Yeah.
used to just call them hissing chicken cobras, but
They're
now
still hissing.
now they're kind of
cobras.
neat.
Yeah, but they're still assholes.
They are. I think the goose is right below cat
Yeah,
in terms of assholes of the animal kingdom.
that's fair.
Yeah,
Small house cat too, not like large cat. We're talking house cat. House
yeah.
cat.
I
House
mean,
cat is an asshole.
I would probably put it. Oh, geez, God, what would it? Crow, raccoon, right?
Okay,
Goose, cat.
that's fair. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Okay, cool. Sweet.
Huh.
Wow, that's the quickest we've ever agreed on something ever. Assholes of the animal kingdom. My God.
Pokemon Go has had the best year ever in 2019, which I
What the
I
hell?
honestly didn't think I was going to be saying
Thought I
that,
would
but
have had the worst here, but whatever.
so since the game's release, Pokemon Go has remained a juggernaut in mobile gaming. In 2019, Pokemon Go made roughly $894 million. Mind you, free game. That's all just player spending. And that's all brought to us according to sensortower.com, which they track a lot of Pokemon Go stuff. And that's because no official numbers have been released at this point. But the top three markets would be the U.S. with 335 million spent, Japan with 286 million spent, Germany with 54 million spent. The worst year for the game was 2017, which is the year after it came out. 2016 was when it was released. But in 2017, it only brought in about 589 million. And I say only.
Just a drop in the bucket, really.
But it did bounce back in 2018 with 816 million. All in all, the game has brought in $3.1 billion since it released. Again, free game, all player spending, buying Pokeballs and stuff. Also in 2019, Pokemon Go saw 55 million downloads, which is crazy for a 3-year-old game that seemed kind of like a fad, but clearly is not a fad. This is screw Goose Game. How long is this game going to live? This is incredible.
Every Pokemon that comes out, it gives like a little second wind.
It's wild.
Every single time. Speaking of geese and gooses,
Goose?
in the chat here, he said goose above raccoons. Heck no. I reply with Canadian goose enters chat. Are the geese up there worst? It might be due to the cold weather. Yes. The cold weather just makes them
absolutely.
assholes. Every year they come back from Florida too early. No food on the ground. They're dicks.
They come back before their vacation was actually up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awful.
fair enough.
Moving on, Infinity Ward is donating proceeds from a cosmetic pack in Modern Warfare to Australia. Obviously, terrible thing going down there in Australia right now with the wildfires. As part of our efforts to help provide relief toward the devastating bushfires in Australia, we're donating 100% of Activision's net proceeds from each purchase of the Outback Pack, which we renamed the Outback Relief Pack, across all platforms through January 31st. If you've already purchased the Outback Pack, thank you. Your purchase will count toward the donation. From everyone at Infinity Ward, Call of Duty, and Activision, thank you for your consideration. Our hearts go out to all those who have been affected. Yeah,
This is great.
we haven't even talked about the fire stuff. That's horrendous.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely
my
horrible.
God,
Absolutely horrible.
the amount of have you heard about how many animals are dying and stuff like that?
Oh,
And
it's
just
it's just
gone. Like they're saying
crazy.
koalas, half the population of koalas is gone.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's terrible. And I think this is a great thing that they could do. I
Oh,
mean,
fantastic.
I actually did buy it as soon as I saw this go up. I ended up purchasing it, even though there wasn't really anything I really wanted out of the pack. I was like, this is an easy way to, donate and all that good stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's definitely one of those things that's just absolutely terrible. And I'm glad that companies are stepping in and
Mm-hmm.
offering some way to an easy way to provide relief. And
Yeah, get out there and donate or help in some fashion, whether gathering food supplies and shipping it out there, or
yeah.
figuring out volunteering with a local charity that's doing some stuff for them. Like we shipped out firefighters out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's crazy. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's
And they were
terrible,
saying that
terrible,
it could
terrible,
have been
terrible.
started by a couple people.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. I
Yeah,
hadn't
yeah,
seen that before, but
yeah. They're saying that they've charged one with arson,
damn.
but they don't know about the others yet. I mean, can
And
you imagine that you start a fire, you're that much of a dick that you just start a fire randomly on a no fire day, right? Because it's so
and
hot there, and
right,
then now your whole country is on fire,
yeah,
essentially.
yeah, and you wiped out half a population of koalas, and I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
countless other things. I mean, I mean, a relatively minor part of it, but still, yeah, that's terrible.
Wild.
Yeah. Sorry, moving on. Awesome
Bummer.
games. I can only say it's terrible so many times.
Right.
But awesome games done quick. 2020 has wrapped up. So games done quick is this is straight from their website as well. Games Done Quick is a charity fundraising organization that raises money for charity via speedrunning. Volunteers play games at incredible speed. Sorry. Otherwise known as speedrunning, obviously, for entertainment. The event is streamed live online, nonstop, and all donations go directly to the charity. Games Done Quick events features runners playing games from every generation of gaming history. They play their games live in person and explain in detail the many tricks and glitches they use to get the fastest times. So just this year alone, they raised $3,130,000 and sent that over to the Prevent Cancer Foundation. And there was a total of 54,180 donations, with the highest amount being 356,306, and the average amount being $58.25. But over the course of 10 years, Awesome Games Done Quick have raised $25 million. So that's
Holy crap.
awesome. That's a fantastic,
Mhm.
thing that they put on, and every year we try to highlight it. Granted, this is only the second year we've been around to touch on it, but we definitely always try to make sure that we draw some attention to this. That way, if you haven't heard of it, now you know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Onto the meat of this podcast. PlayStation will not be at E3 2020. PlayStation was not at E3 back in 19. But PlayStation told GamesIndustry.biz after thorough evaluation, Sony Interactive Entertainment has decided not to participate in E3 2020. We have great respect for the ESA as an organization, but we do not feel the vision of E3 2020 is the right venue for what we are focused on this year. We will build upon our global event strategy in 2020 by participating in hundreds of consumer events across the globe. Our focus is on making sure fans feel part of the PlayStation family and have access to play their favorite content. We have a fantastic lineup of titles coming to PlayStation 4, and with the upcoming launch of PlayStation 5, we are truly looking forward to a year of celebration with our fans. Totally agree with them. I mean,
Yeah,
why just show it off and announce it at one place when you could imagine if there were super intelligent with this, which I think that this is what they're going to be doing. But you do like a live stream and then you make it playable and available to go try those things out in numerous cities around the world right after that stream is done.
absolutely.
And that
I
way
think that's
people get a hands-on. There's a lot more people can try it and see it than you would see in the middle of an LA convention floor.
Mhm.
And bigger audience. I mean, generally speaking, I think. I mean, they can draw their own shit. I mean, that's the thing,
Yeah,
right? Is E3, if you're there for E3, great. If you're watching it online for the PlayStation stream, you'd watch it anyways if Sony announced their own stream.
right.
I mean,
PlayStation doesn't need E3 by any means. They are certainly large enough to where whatever they put out, it will make its way to Twitter and all over the place to where I mean, even if some people don't watch some of these smaller shows and things, you'll absolutely see this pop up everywhere as soon as it is announced. So I agree. I don't think it makes sense for PlayStation to spend the money to put on this grand presentation at E3 when they don't need to. There's no reason for it. I mean,
no.
Xbox, I'm glad Xbox is still there. Otherwise, I feel like it really starts to fall apart pretty quickly once Xbox is like, yeah, no, I'm out too.
Yeah.
Um, but
Well, we don't know yet, right? I mean,
no, they have confirmed they're going to
no,
be
they
there.
are two.
Yep.
They are three. But
Yep.
are they showing off like their shit, their Xboxes? Or are they gonna eventually just announce those, here and there with the other models?
I mean, I don't know. They haven't outright
I
said,
don't even think they
so
should do it anymore. I think
I
E3 is kind of
think
dumb.
I think it's gonna be announced before E3. I think E3 is going to be just a more in-depth dive into what it is. I think we're definitely gonna see more. I mean, obviously the console's already been announced for Xbox, or at least the series, the
Yeah.
broad stroke of what the Xbox Series X is going to
The
be.
clean Xbox.
Yeah, exactly. Small refrigerator, you put it
The
up
diaper
next to your
genie.
TV. But yeah, I think they'll be there, and I think they'll definitely talk about it. But I think there's going to be probably something that comes out prior to E3 that's kind of, hey, here's what it's going to be able to do, this and that, and then at E3 you'll see even more. But I think it's going to be a slow drip over the course of the year from these two companies where they're just
Mhm.
dripping out little bits of information just to keep that hype going constantly and keep that hype building up until the end of the year when they finally launch. I personally think that's the smartest plan, but I mean, what do I know?
Well, I hope the drip is more. I hope the drain for the drip is more open than just showing us the fucking logo.
Yeah.
That
Maybe
was
open that
wild,
valve
dude.
like half.
Like, oh, okay, yeah. Couldn't use my imagination for that one.
Yeah. PlayStation took the slow drip of content to a whole nother level, and they're like,
Right.
we're gonna release a letter at a time to you.
And
Here's the P,
here's
here's the S,
one of the buttons on the
and here's a
machine.
button.
There was a article today where it's like, here's a render of what really could, what the PS5 really will look like. Pretty realistic. And it totally didn't look realistic at all. I mean, it looked like an Atari 2600.
It was made in dreams. If it's the same picture I'm thinking of, I didn't see the article, but I saw the post about it.
No, this is
It's
black and white, this
oh, was it?
photo. It wasn't that weird one. I
Yeah.
know what you
Well, there
where it's
was I
got like
saw
two lights on top of each other and like weird shit.
well, I saw like 4 or 5 different renders of PlayStations just today that people made in dreams. Like Dreams is incredible, by the way.
Yeah,
The
Dreams
things
is pretty
people make
nuts.
in there is bizarre. Like I never in a million years would have thought I would have gotten to that point. Well, I should have known, but yeah, I think I don't know. I think this is smart by PlayStation to not be here. There's no reason for them to be here. They did just fine last year without being at E3.
They
They
did
don't.
have that weird church thing though.
That was 2 years ago, but yeah,
Was that 2 years ago
yeah,
already?
because they weren't there last year. That church thing was part of their presentation at
Was
E3.
it at E3?
Yeah. Yeah, because they literally had everybody in this, like, weird church presentation,
That fabric church
and they
tent,
had
right?
everybody walk over to the other stage. I
That's
remember
right.
it vividly.
Wow,
I
time
was
has
like,
flown by. Yeah, I
"Wow."
know. You and me were sitting there like, what the hell was that?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like a
that was
cult.
weird. But yeah, there's no reason for it, and honestly, as we've talked about many times, E3's probably only gonna be around a couple more years at most.
Bum, 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 bum. Do you think people are really, really upset when it like I mean, really, if X like to your point, if Xbox jumped out of that, I mean, there's no reason to even really have E3.
Yeah, I don't know. Had a couple comments back and forth with one of the dudes that listens to us, and we were just kind of chatting about how E3's changed so drastically. This is Graveyard Gamers 047, by the way, but we were just kind of chatting back and forth about how E3 has changed so drastically that it's essentially just a shell of what it once was. It's still fun. I still enjoy E3, especially with what we do now. It's kind of fun. It's also exhausting, but it's a lot of fun.
Mhm.
And it's just not really needed in this day and age. E3 was created at a time where
Like
it was much
physical
more.
media.
Yeah, you were getting magazines about it like the next month where it's like, "Yo, all this stuff was at E3." But now, yeah, I mean, these guys could be staying in their studio and just send out a video where it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, Nintendo Direct style essentially, and you don't have to have that because the internet is so broad
Mhm.
and it spreads so quickly that you just don't need to have this big presentation.
Mhm. Even when I went to E3, I was excited, but
Mhm.
it was when I got there, I mean, it was just a show floor with being able to demo a lot of games aside from obviously the big conferences.
Right,
I mean, I could really say to somebody, if you watch all the live streams, I mean, you've seen a lot of the action of E3 because a
right.
lot of it is, it'll be like
Standing in
there's
line.
some, yeah, it's like standing in line or it's like, I mean, it depends, right? Because if you're industry, you get to go ahead, but there's still lines, but it's
Right.
like, standing in line and like some booths are like super 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 detailed and some are just like, hey, here's like a just a booth with a couple of like stand-ups with monitors and stuff like that, and here you go, play our new game. Some are just like over the top. I remember I was in like a cringy one for Jurassic Park, and it was like Jurassic World or whatever,
It was
this is
Jurassic World Evolution?
something like that.
Something like that?
Basically, the old style, like pretty much Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 or whatever. We're basically making a park, or Zoo Tycoon, I guess, is a better example. So we wait in line. Okay, there's an animatronic Velociraptor, just like wah, wah, like fucking, constantly every 20 seconds the same soundtrack. Okay, well, they had a Jeep, they had like wood chips and stuff like that. And it was kind of themed, palm trees, shitty tarps draped over everywhere. We get into this like waiting room. Okay, this girl in like this safari outfit, who's like some actor or whatever, comes in and talks to us, and she gives us a brief on what we're going to be doing and this whole like pre-show, and then we walk into this fucking tent and there's just people standing there like, here you go, here's a controller, and like I start playing the game, and the first thing I do is just open the gate, let the fuck T-Rex out. The guy's just looking at me like, are you serious? But I mean, it's just like there's just overhyped stuff like that.
You look at him and
Um,
do the
yeah. I just thought, I mean, I don't know. I always think that if it was, I mean, I see in the chat right now the discussion between like Attack of the Show
Yeah.
or Attack of the Show was, I mean, that those were like the biggest hype like
Oh,
days
absolutely.
possible for that show. But I mean, it's like I don't think it was. I think it was overhyped to begin with, even
Oh, absolutely.
when it was in that form of media. But it's like, you know, people thought like, oh, I can't get there, I'll never make it there. Like, oh, this is all the stuff that we're only seeing and they're only talking about. But I still think that it was overhyped, even through a magazine. I mean, when you got a friggin' CD in a magazine, and it was like, here's 5 videos on E3 from blah 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 from June, and it's like the July issue of Nintendo Power
Right.
or whatever Xbox magazine. It is interesting, but I think it's just always been that super, 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 super hypey show. It's like CES. I mean,
Yeah.
CES, like what, like maybe like 8, 9 years ago, used to be like the big thing. Like that's where we're gonna see the coolest shit come out of. And now it's just like, now we're seeing weird stuff.
Well, and
Like
even then, I mean, Samsung and Apple, they all do their own keynotes
well,
somewhere.
all
I
these
mean, at
companies
completely
have,
different times. I mean, these
yeah,
companies are so large by this point, they
right.
just don't need this main stage. And
Even
again, they have the
PlayStation.
internet, which is the largest stage you could possibly ask for. So you don't
Yes.
need this, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And on top of that, I mean, like PlayStation and Samsung and all those, they have numerous product lines. I
Oh,
mean, even PlayStation, right? You got VR, you've got all the different controllers, all the different special versions of the consoles, the
all
first
their
party
different
games,
studios. Yeah, exactly.
all this stuff. I mean, are you really going to put it all in on one day?
Right.
No. You're going
Yeah.
to be like,
And
nope,
people are gonna
saving the
forget
first
half
party
of what
stuff.
was just said, and
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah. No, you're going to
something is
save it.
going to get overshadowed if you share too
Oh,
much in one go.
absolutely. Plus,
Spread it
E3
out.
is so stupid from a marketing perspective. Cool, I'm Xbox. I'm the first one to present. I get one day of people looking at my shit, and then the next day it's all PlayStation.
Right. And then the next day's all Nintendo. Or I guess, yeah,
Yeah, because
Nintendo,
their
and you get
direct goes
Square
live.
and
Yeah.
Ubisoft in there and Bethesda, which Bethesda's just gonna come out and apologize to us again and tell us that Fallout 76 is getting a new expansion, and the next
Battle
Elder Scroll game
Royale.
is still a long ways out. And
We're making a card game in Fallout 76.
why does Bethesda even bother with E3? Because it's just an embarrassment. I'm gonna be really honest here.
No, they're what was it?
Oh,
Was it Orion? Was their big software play for cloud gaming for like streaming or
yeah,
whatever? That's
yeah.
pretty cool. I mean, the nerd in me was like, that's pretty neat. And the business side of me too
That's
is also
not
like,
even
that's
so
really
much
cool.
Bethesda. They were just the publisher on that. That's more or id Software. That was
Yeah.
an id thing. I mean, Bethesda just so happened to have their name as the publisher on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
E3's dying. So just saying.
E3's dying. God, what else? Oh my God. Are there any other events in gaming that are dying? I guess kind of PAX is kind of like,
I don't know. I think PAX still does well because it's a little bit more focused on fans rather than just this big marketing thing and more the industry. It's kind of more like a, hey, come
yeah,
demo games. Like it knows exactly what it is. Um,
GDC's grown pretty good.
yeah, GDC's grown quite a bit.
This Taiwan
Um,
game show's grown pretty good too.
yeah, no kidding.
What's good? Yeah, I mean that's going to be super interesting. Is these global shows like
Right.
overseas and them
Mhm.
growing? I mean, the market there, as soon as it starts adapting more and more and more of the video game industry in terms of home video games versus arcades and such. I mean, it's going to boom. It's like the movie industry, right? The focus on the studios isn't really. I mean, it's in America still, kind of, but a lot of
Yeah.
it's in China now for like
Yep.
movie theaters or for movie studios.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happens. Cool. Well, that'll do it for the show, my friends. If you want to support us, head over to patreon.com/Diggity Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Diggity Podcast and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Diggity Diggity. You can find me on Xbox One. My gamer tag is Maple Jeff.
And mine is Luscious Brody, and you can find me on PlayStation at Wolverine's Cousin.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
you can.
Leave us a review, guys. It helps us a ton. Thank you to all those who have left a review. What it basically does is it gets us showcased a lot more on places like Apple Podcasts and Spotify and Google Podcasts. And when you leave a rating like that, it lets other people trust the show also, which is kind of nice. And it also lets us know what you liked about the show or what you didn't, so that we can make the show better every single episode, hopefully, so we don't die like E3. Ooh, what?
Oh,
My
goodness.
God. Oh, stay tuned, guys, for the Friday show where we'll talk about Animal Crossing having another delay, probably. See you later, guys.
I don't even need to do anything at the end. You
No.
got it in there.
No, I had to throw some shade. See you.